it's Ro. Welcome to the carnival. Today I'm going to be making some delicious recipes. They are going to be #Ro recipes, and they're carnival themed because you may be aware of this and you may not, but I am in Escape the Night Season 3. It is a YouTube original series created by my friend Joey Graceffa. I'll put a link down below if you haven't checked out this series. It's on his channel. I absolutely love being on the show. I had so much fun, and I thought, what better way to celebrate than to make some delicious carnival or fair food. I don't know about you guys, but my favorite fair food are elephant ears, yum 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 yum, Jalapeño Poppers, and kettle corn, a classic. So today, those are the 3 recipes that we're gonna be making. Let's get started. Also, if you are new to the channel and would like to show some support, click subscribe and ding the bell to receive notifications every time I post a new video. The first recipe that we're gonna be making are elephant ears. I love these, they're so good, they're delicious. If you've never had one before, it's basically a flat fried dough, and sometimes they make them very large and they're as big as an elephant ear. They kind of look like an elephant ear. They're so cute and they're so delicious. Now the first step, I've got some oil on the stove heating up. It's in a large stainless steel skillet, and we're gonna heat it to 375 degrees. And in front of me, we're gonna combine our dry ingredients. For every recipe that I'm making, I'm going to be putting their ingredients and the measurements down below. In a large mixing bowl, pour in your flour, sugar, baking powder, salt, and cinnamon. Then using a whisk together till well combined. Once whisked, we're gonna use our hands. This is so fun. This is a fun part. We're gonna work in our chilled butter. You want your butter to be cold, so just dump it in here. Doot, doot, doot. Then, using your hands, work together with the dry ingredients until the mixture gets like pebbly. This is what it should look like. It's got some chunks, it's still soft, but it's more, I don't know, like sandy pebbly. I've washed my hands. Now add warm water and your warm milk. And using a spatula, mix together until a soft dough starts to form. After the dough's mixed together, just use your hand, shape into a ball, should look like this, and cover it with a clean kitchen towel. We're gonna let it rest for just a little bit to allow the gluten to relax and take a snooze. This usually takes about 15 minutes at room temperature. So good night, little dough. Nighty night, sleep tight, my little dough ball. This is my carnival show. I bake and sing at the same time. I just gotta work on the tap dancing. All right, it's been 15 minutes. We can take this off. Now our dough is ready to roll out. So on a clean work surface, sprinkle some flour, so that the dough doesn't stick. Here we go. Pick up your dough, place on top of the flour, and divide it into 8 sections. This recipe makes 8 mini elephant ears. If you only want to divide it into 4, you could make 4 big elephant ears, but I want to share with my friends, so I'm making, these are like baby elephant ears. All right, so let's cut it into 8 sections. I'm going to do in half. I'm just eyeballing it, and then in half again, and then I'll do in half one more time. You can use a knife to do this. I'm just using a bench scraper because I use this a lot for baking and cakes, and it works really well with dough. Now shape them into circles and roll them out flat. I'm gonna be using a rolling pin. I'm rolling these about 1/8 of an inch thin. That's pretty thin. That's thinner than a normal sugar cookie. For reference, I'm rolling them out to be about the size of my hand. Some of the ones I get at the fair are as big as 2 hands, sometimes 3, but I'm making like baby elephant ones. Now do this to all of your dough. Do I look like an elephant? Maybe this will help. That's my trunk. After you roll out all of the elephant ears, I've placed them onto a baking tray, and using a pastry brush, you can just brush off the excess flour. You don't need it. Pew, 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 pew. And before we head over to the stove, we're gonna get our toppings ready. This is very similar to when you're making churros. So in a bowl, I have a little medium-sized bowl. Pour in your sugar and cinnamon. Then whisk together until well combined, and take your toppings and your elephant ears over to the stove. The oil should be at 375 degrees Fahrenheit over medium heat. Carefully place an elephant ear into the oil. Be sure don't get your fingers, and cook them for 1 minute. Using a pair of tongs, flip it over and cook for an additional 1 minute until golden brown. Once cooked, use your tongs, remove the elephant ear, and place onto a paper towel and let it sit for 1 minute. Then toss the elephant ear into your cinnamon and sugar topping until completely coated. Do this for the rest of your elephant ears. And there you have it, elephant ears ready to serve. They are so cute, look at them. They look just like an elephant ear. They're the perfect size for me. If I was an elephant, they would be like this. They smell so good. The dough is fried. It has a little bit of crisp, but not too much. It's still kind of soft. Let's take a taste. That's what I'm talking about. That's a fair food. These taste exactly like the ones that I've gotten at the fair and are amazing. I love them. Next recipe that we're going to be making are jalapeno poppers. I love this, and this recipe, they are baked, not fried. So it's a really cool alternative if you've ever wanted to have a popper, but you didn't want one that was fried. This is a tongue twister. The first step to making our jalapeno poppers is to hollow out our jalapenos. Say that 5 times fast. In front of me, I've got a cutting board and a small cutting knife. Be careful, don't get your fingers. Cut off the top and save it. Don't toss it, we're gonna use it. Then using the sharp cutting knife, you're gonna hollow out the jalapeno. You wanna get rid of the pith and all the seeds. Just work your way around. Be really careful, don't cut yourself. Just break it up gently, and boom, there you have it. Place over to the side. Then do this to the rest of your peppers. I have the jalapenos over here, and now we are gonna make the filling for our pepper poppers. In a medium bowl, you're gonna mix together cream cheese. I'm just gonna be using a spatula, shredded pepper jack cheese, the juice from 1 lime, garlic powder, onion powder, and a little salt and pepper to taste. I'm gonna do a few pinches. I have a small hand, so I do a couple. Then using a spatula, mix together. The cheese is pretty soft, so it's pretty easy to move around. Just keep mixing till well combined. Something I really love about this recipe is that you really don't need any special tools. You can really mix the filling with just a spatula, and we just use a cutting board to prep the peppers, so it's a very simple recipe. You don't need any fancy gadgets. I've scooped the filling into a piping bag just to make filling the peppers a little bit easier, but you can do it however you'd like. The pepper's just long and narrow, and I found that this way is the easiest. So just fill the pepper all the way up. I'm not packing it in there, but I am filling it to the very top and then placing the little pepper end right back in place. Like that. Place it onto the baking sheet and do this for the rest of your peppers. All of our peppers are filled, they are stuffed, and now we're gonna bread them. Time to make the breading. It's gonna get a little messy. We're gonna be using our hands, and it's really fun. Over here, I've got the flour. Just add your paprika to the flour. Really work it in. You want it to be evenly distributed. Here we go. Now in this bowl, we're gonna be adding 1 egg and milk, and whisk this bowl together as well. It's kind of like a scrambled egg. And lastly, in this third bowl, just a bunch of breadcrumbs. Next up is coating them. Take a pepper, and we're gonna make a little coat for them, a little bread coat. During this process, your hands are gonna get messy, so beware and have a lot of fun. This is one of my favorite parts. I love getting messy. All right, here it goes. Dip, spin them around, coat, coat, coat. Then over to the flour, and we roll it around, and back to the egg. Kind of reminds me of paper mache. And lastly, into the breadcrumbs. Place it onto the baking sheet. Then do this for the rest of your peppers. I told you your fingers would get messy. Look at this. Now they are ready to bake. Pop your pepper poppers into the oven at 400 degrees and bake for about 20 to 25 minutes. And there you have it, jalapeno poppers that are baked. This recipe I actually preferred over a fried jalapeno pepper, which was pretty incredible. So it is now my new favorite recipe, baked jalapeno poppers. These are fresh out of the oven, so I'm gonna have one right now. It's so good. Oh, it's spicy. Look at this, you guys, look in there. It is delicious. Now this recipe is spicy, so it really is hot. Whew. Now on to our last recipe, classic kettle corn. To make kettle corn at home, it's all done over the stove. So just take a medium-sized saucepan, sugar, popcorn kernels, coconut oil, salt, and a spatula over to the stove. Place the empty pan on the stove over medium heat. Let the pot preheat for 2 minutes. Add the oil and place 3 popcorn kernels inside. Then shake the pan to coat the kernels, and once the 3 kernels pop, add the rest of the popcorn kernels. Stir until they're completely coated, and then stir in your sugar and salt. Cover with the lid and begin to continuously shake the pan over the heat for about 3 to 4 minutes until the popping begins to slow. Then remove from the heat and take it back to your baking station. The popcorn is ready to serve. And ta-da! Here are the 3 carnival-themed treats that we made today. We made homemade elephant ears, baked jalapeno poppers, and classic kettle corn. You can serve this kettle corn any way you'd like, just throw it in a bowl, watch a movie. But I found these very classic vintage popcorn boxes and I thought they were adorable because when I go to fairs and carnivals, this is how they serve popcorn and I just love it. I hope you guys enjoyed all of these recipes. They were in honor of Joey Graceffa's Escape the Night Season 3. I'll put a link down below to the very first episode, which is free to watch, so if you want to check it out. It is a little creepy carnival in a town that we are trying to escape, and I thought this was such a fun way to celebrate. Alright, that does it for this video. If you would like to show support, give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and click the bell to receive notifications every time I post a new video. Alright, thanks again you guys, bye-bye!